gentlemen, and this one will be for you, Christopher Shays. In protecting Americans against terrorism, has this nation gone too far in eroding our civil liberties? If so, what would you change? And if not, at what point would you say enough is enough?
Well, I don't think it has. We passed the Patriot Act. What did the Patriot Act do? We make it easier to find a common criminal than we do a terrorist. Because a common criminal, you panel a grand jury, then you can go to a business and demand information. We don't panel a grand jury for a terrorist. So we had no ability to go. So we passed the Patriot Act to say that you go to the FISA court, you have to swear under oath that you have reason to suspect someone, and by the way, a business is a library. So the librarians got all unhappy. But why did we want to go to a library? We didn't want a library to be a free terrorist zone where people can use the computers and talk to their cell. So we wanted to be able to come in. We then would check the computer, and if we think they are communicating, we then get a warrant to check it out. We have another circumstance. We have, if someone communicates from Pakistan to Egypt, we had no problem getting that information, foreign to foreign. Except with new types of wiring, it comes through the United States before it gets to Egypt. And so the administration, I think rightfully, got that same information. But because it was a wire, the thought was they were technically breaking the law. They went to Nancy Pelosi, they went to the Democrats, they got sign-off with Democrats and Republicans. Why would we let terrorists talk to each other, foreign to foreign, just because the line goes through the United States?
I think what's special about this country is that we don't say that rights apply only to American citizens. We're a country that says that there are certain human rights that apply to all of us. And we are sort of absolutist in that regard. And we have gone a long way from protecting those rights that are guaranteed us in our Bill of Rights. This administration has been the worst administration in a very, very long time in terms of eroding the civil rights of Americans. So, for example, the recent bill that just went through, which Chris Shays supported, gave telecom companies immunity for the eavesdropping that they did, which was probably illegal. Now look, we should have a conversation about whether that eavesdropping was legal or not. What happens when the president's man shows up at your door and says, I need you to do this? But the point is, we have an institution that determines what is legal and illegal, and that's called the courts. And that was always the venue in which we should have examined what happened. Because if some bad things happened, we want to understand it so that it never happens again. Folks, we held an American citizen, probably a bad guy, but an American citizen in a South Carolina naval brig without access to the courts. Direct violation of our Constitution and the Bill of Rights. We have denied people that we have held around the world any sort of process to determine if they're innocent or guilty. Setting aside what you think about our rights, how is that going to feel when they capture American troops and they hold them without access to any process? Folks, this administration has been wrong on this issue, and Chris Shays has not raised the alarm.